I'm Brandon Murphy from St. Louis, Missouri. Welcome to the Parker/Daniel Show.
My name is Kim Daniels, co-host of the Parker Daniels Show. Giving a shout out to my co-host Anthony Parker, who's on the sidelines today. First want to say a little bit on the serious side, giving my prayers out to my family. My brother just called over the weekend, and my sister-in-law had 2 strokes and is in the hospital right now. So everyone, please send out prayers to my family along with mine, and I thank you in advance for that and all this. Today with us we have a young gentleman. He is from the great city of St. Louis. St. Louis, is that Missouri or Minnesota? Minnesota,
Missouri.
There we go. Missouri?
Yeah, Missouri.
Okay. All right, Missouri, because I always get too confused for some reason. My geological map is not working since I've lost my sight. But anyway, this young gentleman has lost his sight. He is totally blind and everything. We're going to get his story today. Some of the obstacles he has gone through, what he has overcame, and what he is doing now to better himself and his situation. So let's give a warm welcome to Brandon. Hey Brandon, how you doing?
Hey Kim, how you doing?
I'm
doing
great.
good. I can't
Doing
complain.
All
Happy
right,
to be here.
Brandon, give us a little personal information about you. Your age, where you grew up.
Well, I am 35 years old. I grew up here in St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay. Siblings?
Yeah.
You have siblings?
No. Yes, I have one brother and 4 sisters.
Wow, 4 sisters.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay, that's great. All right. Let's go into detail a little bit about your blindness. Can you tell us a little bit more information about it?
Sure, no problem. I was born in my left eye with a cataract and a condition known as microphthalmia, meaning my left eye never fully developed from when I was an infant. I was born under a pound.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were premature?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And at the age of 21, I went blind in my right eye from retinal detachment.
Okay. Now, is that something, I've heard a lot of people that we have interviewed that has that. Now, is that something that you were born with that just, progresses, or that's something that just happens and they can't prevent it?
Retinal detachment?
Yeah.
Well, for me, in, I believe it was 1996, I had an eye appointment, and the doctor said there were tears and holes in my retina.
Uh-huh.
And he told me eventually I would go blind.
Okay. So there's nothing that they could have did to prevent it from happening?
Well, that's the thing. They actually did surgery to repair the scarring behind my right eye.
Okay.
And, for whatever reason it didn't take, or, who knows, or just, more than likely it was part of God's plan.
Okay.
And in August of 2005, I went totally blind.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so you are totally blind as of now since 2005. What kind of schooling and education did you get for yourself to help yourself dealing with the blindness?
Well, before my days at the Louisiana Center for the Blind, I had a daily living specialist. She was a older woman from Afghanistan, I believe, or Pakistan.
Okay.
And her name was Hamida, and she didn't teach me Braille. She showed me the books that I would need, and she gave me this mental visual aid.
Okay.
And she told me to take a egg carton, cut the top off, and cut it in half like a double 6 domino.
Okay.
She told me that this is a 3D representation of a full Braille cell.
Oh, wow.
She told me that. She had gave me the books, and since I had nothing else to do at the time, I threw myself into it.
Oh.
So I taught myself Braille.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
here in St. Louis, our state agency for the blind is called the Rehabilitation Services for the Blind.
Uh-huh.
That's the main, that's our state agency. We have other agencies under that umbrella that help us out, like the Center for Specialized Services, and I believe another one is the St. Louis ARC.
Okay.
RSB is the main one, so I also learned some light mobility. I was going out like once a week and doing mobility training with my instructor Khalil.
Okay.
And that was pretty much it.
Okay. So you can get around St. Louis on your own, or do you still use help?
I get around on my own. I get around okay. Having just been back in St. Louis just fairly recently.
So if I send you to the grocery store with a grocery list, you can go to the store by yourself and go make groceries?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would actually use Uber to get there. And
wow.
Yeah, Uber, and depending on where you sent me, there are customer service. You can go to the customer service counter and hey, may I get a shopper? I may take a second or two.
Right.
But you'll get a shopper, and you can hand them the list and be like, I need A, B, C, X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3.
Right.
Well,
that's one up on me because I haven't done that yet. I have.
It takes practice. Everything takes practice.
Yeah, I'm still learning how to get around myself with by myself and everything. It's taken me a moment to figure it out. Well, not to figure it out, but I guess to build the courage up to do it and stuff. That's one thing I have learned in the past 5 years since I've lost my sight and everything is that it's not the knowledge. I mean, I know how to use my cane, but I guess it's the self-esteem of doing it on your own. Did you go through that process at all of being doubtful of, doing stuff on your own?
Yes. To be perfectly honest with you, Kim, at the time I went completely blind, I tried to commit suicide.
Oh, Lord.
Because of it. Yeah.
And who brought you through that?
God.
Thank you.
That's
good. That is so good.
I can go into it. Long story short, I went blind, and at the time thought there was no more hope.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to understand when we're going through adversities, whether it's blindness, cancer. My mom was a breast cancer survivor. Regardless of what your adversity is, there's always a tomorrow.
Yes, definitely. That's great. I'm glad you got through that and stuff because I know, like I said, I've lost my sight in the past 5 years, and I was in a depression for 3 of them past 5, and it took me a long time to get out of this depression back then when I lost my sight and everything because there were days when I just refused to get out of bed, so I definitely relate to how you felt, and all that. But moving on, currently right now, you are in the process of looking for employment up there in St. Louis?
Correct.
How is that going so far that you can, from your own personal standpoint?
Very
I guess what I'm asking is the job opportunities open up there for somebody who is visually impaired or blind?
Well, no. It's a fight.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I can get hired outside of St. Louis, Missouri. Outside of the state of Missouri, I can get hired. I came from LC Industries in Hazelhurst, Mississippi.
Right.
Their main plant is in Durham, North Carolina.
Okay.
I've spoken with hiring managers or recruitment specialists from Envision in Wichita, Kansas, from IOB in Arkansas, ISB Solutions in Greensboro, and in Winston-Salem. As far as inside of St. Louis, Missouri, hey, caramba.
It's hard.
It's a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Well, as long as you keep persevering and don't give up, definitely.
Right,
and stuff.
exactly.
I mean, that's
every no is a yes you just haven't found yet.
Right. That's true. That is so true. That's one thing Anthony and I both have come across and stuff here in the state of Louisiana and stuff. The job opportunities for those of us who are visually impaired and blind, they're not overly bounteous and everything. And it's a shame because you have so many visually impaired and blind people who want to work.
Right.
And these companies are not hiring us. And like I said, they may not call it discrimination, but that's what I call it and stuff.
Yeah, it is.
And everything.
I can give you an example. I went to an interview at a Cracker Barrel.
Uh-huh.
The post online said dishwasher, part-time, yada, 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 at this particular location.
Right.
Okay. So I do the application, and I go to the interview.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy says, unfortunately, we don't have any positions available right now. We have a dishwasher that's been here for 6 years. Now, I talked to this guy over the phone.
Uh-huh.
He could have been like, hey, and I told him, my blindness is up front. I'll let you know, hey, this is the thing, so that I don't waste your time, you don't waste my time.
Right.
He's like, sure, as long as you can do the job, okay.
Right. Right.
The same guy I met for the interview, he wouldn't even utter the phrase totally blind. He kept stumbling over it.
Uh-huh.
It's totally blind, sir. You can say it. It's okay. You want to offend me. It's okay. It's just a word.
Uh-huh.
It's so interesting. Society deems us as in blind people invisible until we are deemed visible.
Right. Definitely and stuff. And I have came across that even when I had started losing my sight back in the late 90s or mid 90s to late 90s, I had a job working in a Greek restaurant and stuff. Okay. And I had told them, I am visually impaired and this and that and all that, and they started throwing, a fit about, danger to myself and all this and to others, because I worked in the kitchen, so I worked in the back with the food and cooking and stuff like that. And that's like, I told them, I said, I cook at home. So how can you say I'm a danger to somebody else or myself if I can cook at home?
Right.
I mean, you're looking at day-to-day basis that a blind person has to live with every day, but you aren't qualified to do the same thing on a job. Stuff like that just to me doesn't make any sense. And like I said, I will throw it out there. I find it very discriminative against, those of us who are visually impaired and blind, that these companies, once they find out you're blind, that they don't want to be bothered with you anymore.
Right.
And it's a shame that these companies are like that. And that's why, we put this show together, is to get it out there that, hey, we are impaired, we are blind, but we are individuals, and we can probably do a lot of things that a sighted person can't do because we're more aware, and everything. But moving on with that and everything. Also, Brandon, tell us a little bit some of the activities you've done since you've lost your sight.
Well, thanks to the Louisiana Center for the Blind, I've done a lot in the past 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've went whitewater rafting, mountain climbing, zip lining, horseback riding. I know I have 16 hours of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under my belt. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it's enough to, defend myself if need be.
Uh-huh. That's awesome. Now, when you went to classes like for the Jiu-Jitsu and stuff, when you went to classes like that, how did the instructor deal with you, being a blind person? Was it different?
At the Louisiana Center for the Blind, your instructors are blind.
Okay. Okay.
So these are not, people who don't know what you're going through.
Right.
You know.
Wow. That's amazing that you've gone through, and you see you've done whitewater rafting.
Yes, whitewater rafting, indoor and actual mountain climbing, horseback riding, zip lining, a low ropes course, and paintballing.
Paintballing. Now, how do you do paintballing?
It's so much fun. You have to do it.
Really? I
Yes,
check
you
that
have
out.
to do it.
Because I think we got a place here in Louisiana somewhere in Baton Rouge to do that.
Yeah, when you get hit with those paintballs, though, it does hurt.
It does? Oh no, I'm not doing that.
I mean, it's not like, oh my gosh, but it stings a bit. It stings a bit.
Oh no, I think I'll pass on that one, because if I get hit with something and it hurts even just a little bit, I'm gonna get mad. So I'll pass on that one. But kudos to you.
Just try it.
Oh, but anyway, so just putting it out there and everything, Brandon, what kind of advice do you have to give to people who are going through maybe the same thing that you have gone through, dealing with going blind? You were sighted, you went blind, you struggled with suicide, you're struggling with jobs and stuff, trying to find a job currently and everything. Any advice you can give to somebody who may be going through the same thing?
Yes. I'm a book and movie fan, and I'm somewhat a fan of James Bond, and he has this book for the movie Tomorrow Never Dies. So just understand that tomorrow never dies. There's always a tomorrow. God has you. You can cry for a night, but joy comes in the morning.
There you go.
Don't give up. I know it's rough. People are going to leave your side. People are going to turn on you, walk away. There are days when you're going to feel alone, but there is a tomorrow. Just remember that. Don't give up hope.
Definitely with that and everything. Well, Brandon, it has been a pleasure talking with you. I have enjoyed myself talking with you. You have a lot to offer to people. I do say that and everything. Is there anything else that you would like to say before we end?
Keep hope alive. No. Seriously. Keep hope alive. Every day you wake up is a new day. And the first step in defeating the hold of blindness is just taking a step. Just do it.
Yeah. There you go.
Just do it.
Okay. Well, viewers, like I said, my name is Kim Daniels, co-host with Anthony Parker, who's on the sidelines today, and we are the Parker Daniels Show. I do appreciate all of our viewers, those who have subscribed to our show. I thank you in advance. Please share these videos with everybody that you know, and comment. You can also comment on YouTube on any of the shows that we post. You can also contact us via email at parkerdaniels2018@yahoo.com. Oops, I apologize to that. That's Parker Daniels, ParkerDaniels 2018@yahoo.com. Send us a bio of yourself if you want to come on the show. If you have any comments or suggestions, good or bad, we take them all with a grain of salt and everything. Again, I thank you, Brandon, for coming on this show, giving us your view and your life.
So glad to be here.
It is very important to everyone to hear and everything, and all that. And that's it. We're out.
I'm Brandon Murphy. Thank you for watching the Parker/Daniel Show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and definitely leave a comment.